How many minutes a day do you think you spend unplugged in silence and stillness? It is absolutely incredible how little time we spend without having a screen on, a podcast on, listening to music, entertaining ourselves, working, being productive, talking to people. It is pretty much constant. When I ask my clients this, the majority of them don't even have 10 minutes a day where they spend in silence. Some of them do have meditation practices, and that's very helpful. But something that we want to incorporate in our lives is just snacking on silence and stillness throughout the day. Even if we can get a 5-minute snack, or even if we can only get a 10-minute snack or a 15-minute snack. And it doesn't have to be meditation. Meditation is not for everybody. It just has to be unplug, sit, stare at a wall. I love sitting on park benches, or sitting somewhere outside, or just sitting in your room and staring at the ceiling. It doesn't have to be productive. There is such a compulsion that we have to always need to be busy, to be productive. And a lot of it is because we can't tolerate our own thoughts. We use noise, distractions, entertainment, internet in order to numb out our negative thoughts, our worrisome thoughts, our boredom thoughts, our lonely thoughts, and it's not healthy. So it's an addiction. If you want to take the challenge and cut down on your screen time and your podcast time and your audio time and your music time, you're going to go through a withdrawal. It is not easy. But all we need to do is make progress, not perfection. And you can start with, I'll give you 3 challenges. The first challenge, the easiest one, don't bring your cell phone into the bathroom. Leave it outside of the bathroom. And even that one is hard for a lot of people. We just can't handle being bored. And incredible things happen when we're unplugged, bored. We get creative ideas. We get to self-reflect. We get to know ourselves better. We get to tap into our emotions and our feelings. We get to have insights and wisdom about making decisions. We are more connected to our intuition. There are so many benefits to just unplugging, being still, not distracting ourselves, that in itself can get addicting the more you do it. But you are going to go through withdrawal. It is not easy, and you'll see how addictive it is and how that you want that dopamine. It's almost like it calls out on you, calls out to you like, oh, I can't just sit here and do nothing and be bored. I need stimulation. We're stimulation junkies, and it's killing our ability to focus. It's killing our social skills. It's making us not being able to read books, not being able to dive deeper into ourselves or into some of the things that are going on in the world. It makes us very superficial and passive. It's like a drug that is injected, like in the Matrix, connected to the back of our brain, that's just designed to keep us entertained, keep us peaceful and passive is really what it is. And so the first step is, one, set a limit. You could set a limit of, okay, I'm gonna minimize it to all screen time to 2 hours a day. And then on just your watch or your phone, as soon as you get on screens, start the timer. As soon as you get off, stop the timer. Everyone has something different that they are comfortable with, but what we really want to avoid is that nonstop clicking the next link, looking for the next video, looking for the next Facebook post or feed, looking for the next Twitter messages, checking our emails, checking our messages. It is not healthy for our brains. It's eroding our humanity, our compassion, our empathy, our social skills. It leads to procrastination. It leads to a lack of self-discipline. It leads to anxiety. It leads to stress. It leads to comparing ourselves to other people and making us feel like we're always falling short of the mark. It is destructive and insidious. And the crazy thing about it is it's socially acceptable. Everybody does it. When I go out walking, people are constantly on their phones while they're driving. People can't even sit at a stoplight and leave their phones down and just be present and just be bored. And once you start doing this, magical things start happening. You start focusing more on experiences and getting out of the house and living your life, enjoying your life, having adventures, going on some hikes, going to new places that you've never been, trying out new hobbies. Because why we are so passive is because everything must compete with the internet addiction. It's so much easier to resist, oh, I want to go on a short trip, or I want to go do this activity, or I want to go on a meetup, or I want to go on a hike, or I want to get together with some people, or I want to learn a new hobby. That all those things require effort, time, and energy, and they have to compete against the internet. The internet is always accessible. Our phone is always accessible. It's easy. It's low cost. Doesn't cost a lot of money. Doesn't cost a lot of time. Well, it does cost a lot of time, but it doesn't cost a lot of energy. It's just automatic, and it's like a drug. And that part of it, and on top of it, socially acceptable, and that is a combination for a perfect storm where we are going to get addicted. And it's something that I absolutely struggle with, and it's something I'm mindful of, and it's something that I'm really trying every day or every week or every month to make progress on. As long as you're progressing and you're not binging, I think that's the thing that really also gets us, is when we binge or when we just pick up our phones by default and automatically without even thinking. I can't tell you how many of my clients say they pick up their phone without even thinking. And the ripple effect is absolutely phenomenal that we don't even realize it because it's normalized. We don't even know what life is like without the internet and screens and all these distractions. And let me tell you, it's damn good. Life is really, really good. We don't have to be extreme and say never use the internet. There's very productive reasons for it, but oftentimes it's an excuse to numb out, and addictive behaviors it's to alter our mood. We don't like how we feel, like I said, lonely or bored, and it's to alter our mood to make us forget about how we feel. And on top of that, it's divisive. They are experts. YouTube and all these social media companies are experts in manipulating your attention, getting you engaged. And the way they get you engaged is to get an emotional reaction from you, to be upset, to be outraged, or just to be tickled about silly, nonsensical videos that are very superficial and have little meaning to our lives. And there's a time and place for that in small doses, but overall, that constant input is really destructive. So, back to the challenge. If you want a big, kind of easy level, don't bring the phone into the bathroom. If you want to go something a little bit more mid-level, a little bit more challenging, don't bring your phone, or don't use your phone or go on screens when you're eating. Don't listen to anything. Enjoy your food. What a concept, to sit and enjoy and eat your food slowly and enjoy each bite and appreciate that you're able to have a meal, because there are millions, if not billions, of people around the world who have struggled for just having regular meals. And appreciate your meal and eat real food, and that'll make you healthy. And just unplugging and being present while you eat is a great mid-level step. And then if you want to take it to like more of a, not expert, but closer to that, don't bring your phone to bed. Keep your phone, especially if you're picking it up. If you need an alarm clock, buy a cheap analog clock, an alarm clock. But just don't bring your phone into bed, and it will help with the quality of your sleep. It'll help with you not taking in all this drama in the world, this negativity. Read a book instead. Read a book as you to go to bed. And then if you want to go even another level up, start timing your internet time, and just keep it simple with a stopwatch. You start and stop, and you'll start to see the more you're going to get it, you're going to be addicted, and you're going to want to go on it. And it probably will take about maybe 2-3 weeks to start not needing those dopamine hits and not needing to pull out your phone or get on a screen right away. And even TV, really trying to cut down on TV. And again, it's moderation. It's not, no, never pick up the phone, no, never go on screens, or never watch YouTube videos or go on social media. It's moderation and setting a time limit. That's something else that's very helpful, is set a time limit. Okay, I'm going to go on screens. I'm going to set a countdown timer on my watch or my phone for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes, for even 45 minutes, because time just evaporates when we go on screens, and we lose all sense of time. And before you know it, you've been on an hour or more. And if you struggle with things like anxiety, low moods, not feeling excited or passionate about life, it's because we're not designed to passively sit and stare at a screen. We're designed to have life experiences and to make deep connections, or even superficial connections, but in person with real people. We're social beings, and we need that. We need to exercise, we need to sleep well, and we need to eat healthy, because that's what gives us good mental and physical health. And I'd love to hear your comments on what your experience of this is, and if you've tried it, and how much time do you spend completely unplugged. It's a little bit hot today, but I think that's part of the problem. A lot of us don't. In my clients, I'll tell them, get outside, go walking. And one of the things they'll say, it's too cold, it's too hot. And there's a million excuses, because we want to be a life of ease. We want a life of comfort. We want a life to be safe and secure, but that's boring and it's unfulfilling. And we have diminished our ability to handle discomfort, because, again, everything competes against screens. Everything competes against our phone, the internet, and it's so addictive that we don't want to be self-disciplined. It's so much easier to just live within the matrix, distract ourselves, and focus on pleasure instead of challenges, instead of effort, instead of suffering, instead of pushing and stretching ourselves, instead of getting out of our comfort zones. But that's what it means to be human, and that's what allows a fulfilled life. I have been a life coach for like 12 and a half years now. I've helped so many people navigate various types of things that they struggle with and challenges. But the most important thing is inner peace, inner contentment, living a life where we accept ourselves, where we allow ourselves to be human, and where we feel a sense of fulfillment because we're engaged with the world and not engaged with the screen. If you'd like very affordable, ridiculously affordable life coaching, shoot me an email. My email is in the description. The consultation is absolutely free, and there's no obligation after that. And it's fun, it's interesting, and you'll learn a lot about yourself that you never would have realized before, because we as humans, we have so many blind spots that rationalize, justify, and excuse our behaviors that cause us to suffer. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to your comments, and if you like these types of videos, please subscribe and like. And until next time, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.